There were two big moments in my life: accepting Christ as my Savior when I was 13 years old and joining the military. Although they seem unrelated, the first experience would turn out to have a big impact on the second. We were living in Linwood, Washington during the summer of 2003. It was June, and I had just turned 13. I remember it was hot that day. My elbows were sticking to the warm surface of the dining room table. My brother came to where I was sitting and handed me a pamphlet. He said, "You need to accept Christ as your Savior." I have always believed in God. Some might say I'm a bit too trusting, even gullible. But when it came to God, I didn't question Him, the same way I wouldn't question someone's authority. I thought, who are we to challenge Him? It's hard to explain, but I had an overwhelming feeling, a sense that this was something I needed to do. I left the dining room and walked upstairs to my bedroom. Sitting on the edge of the bed, I flipped over the pamphlet. There was a small prayer on the back. With tears rolling down my cheeks, I began to recite it. "Dear Jesus, I know I'm a sinner, and I know I've done wrong. I trust you today, and only you, to take me to heaven when I die." As I said the words out loud, I accepted Christ as my Savior. I had known Him as a Savior, as the Savior, but never as my Savior. That day, everything changed. I felt an overwhelming presence. It was very emotional, as if a yoke had been lifted off me. I felt weightless. I remember walking downstairs and standing by the front door and having almost an out-of-body experience. I felt two angels dressed in white lift me out of my body and carry me outside. I was flying high above the neighborhood, and I could see everything below me. This wasn't the first time I'd had extrasensory perception. From a young age, I could sometimes feel things. You could say they were of a spiritual nature. It was fleeting and hard to describe, but sometimes I could detect a presence, something standing near me, trying to get into my mind. I would freak my mother out by calling her into the room and saying, "There's something in here with me." I'm not sure if she believed me, but she always checked. This out-of-body experience was like nothing I'd ever felt before. I felt free. Before this incident, I had attended Catholic church, but I wasn't encouraged to read the Bible or have a personal relationship with Christ. This was all brand new to me. After this happened, I couldn't put the Bible down. I went to an independent, fundamental Baptist church. I prayed. I wrote sermons. I had so many questions that needed to be answered. More importantly, I wanted to tell everyone about Christ. I had two older sisters and one older brother, which made me the baby of the family. My parents split when I was very young, and I grew up in two places. I stayed with my mom in the summer, and during the school year, I lived with my dad in Germany, where he was stationed in the military. For me, it was simple. When I lived with my mom, I listened to her. And when I lived with my dad, I listened to him. My older brother lived full-time with our mom, so the separation was hard, and we weren't as close as we could have been. Regardless, I looked up to him. In 2003, my father moved us from southern Bavaria to Stuttgart, and I stayed there until I graduated from high school. After high school, I set my sights on college and got accepted to Pacific Lutheran University in Tacoma, Washington, on a 4-year scholarship through the Army ROTC program.